Day 44. This is what we're doing today.
Now, in just a minute, we're going to gather around the stairs to talk about the safety things. I grew up in Arizona. I started flying tours here in 2015. So, well, no, we still go.
we've done our flight. I'm excited to see how the video turned out since I kept falling asleep from my Dramamine.
You were falling asleep?
I did.
I was too busy staring out my window.
I'd doze off and then I'd wake up to something cool and videotape it and then doze off. So
Let's hope my video turns out then.
can't wait to see what I got. What I did see was beautiful. It was pretty cool.
They were amazing mountains.
We were really worried that we weren't going to be able to go because it's been raining all night and this morning, and they actually had to cancel their first flight of the day because of the weather. And so we got lucky that
It was supposed to be this weather window, according to the app, of essentially right mid of when our flight was.
Yeah.
So our flight, according to the weather, was no rain, but both sides of it. This turned out to be pretty nice. It's been a couple hours since the flight, and it's still pretty nice out.
yeah,
Nice on the mountain, that's a whole different question.
we're heading to Denali viewpoint right now. So can we see it? Will we be able to see it? Who knows? But we're leaving Talkeetna. We walked around a little bit. We stopped and got some coffee at Conscious Coffee. Needed that because I was falling asleep. Then we walked down to the Talkeetna Spinach Bread and got a spinach bread, a blueberry rhubarb crisp, and the
Limeade, Brazilian limeade.
Brazilian limeade. Oh my gosh, it was all so good. I'm not usually a big fan of rhubarb. Like, everybody does strawberry rhubarb, and to me, I'm just not a fan of it. But that blueberry rhubarb, yeah, for sure.
It's minimal rhubarb. It wasn't over the top.
Yeah, it was really good. And then the Brazilian limeade is lime, sugar, a splash of sweetened condensed milk, and some water. It was so good.
It was like just dirty limeade.
Yeah, it was really good.
We're gonna make margaritas out of that recipe.
Yeah.
We're trying to come up with a clever name, so let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Then we walked around the town.
Walked along the river.
Then we found some homemade ice cream. Gotta try homemade ice cream, especially because it's homemade fireweed ice cream. So that was at Shirley's. Huckleberry cheesecake and fireweed, blueberry and fireweed. We
Very good.
each got a scoop of the fireweed, and then I had another scoop of blueberry, and Alex had a scoop of huckleberry cheesecake.
The cheesecake was better.
Oh, the blueberry was amazing.
I wish the fireweed had a stronger flavor.
Yeah,
It wasn't strong enough for me.
yeah. It was still good. Yeah, now we're heading towards Denali, and we'll make a plan once we get there on what our next steps are.
The fires are still firing. There's supposed to be a lift on, not really a ban of the road closure, but kind of a warning, don't come up here unless you have to kind of thing. It's supposed to expire tomorrow. But we got to figure out if we're doing it or not. Because Fairbanks is red air quality. The whole place is choked out. All the way south to the North Pole. South to the North Pole. Those are weird words to say. So even if we can get through, we got to ask ourselves, do we want to?
Yeah.
Do we want to go across the Denali Highway, which is a very long dirt road? Somebody told me it was okay. You can do about 30. Or do we go all the way around?
And there's probably good boondocking options on that Denali Highway.
The guy said there would be nobody out there. Nobody takes that road.
Yeah,
So if we spend 2 days to go 100 miles on a dirt road,
right.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
It might be a cool choice.
Yeah.
We got to research it. I got to find road conditions. I mean, if it's washboarded out, I got to go 5 miles an hour. Forget it. Greetings from the Denali Highway. Not part of the plan.
Alex came up with a new plan while I was taking a nap, which is fine.
She had a little Dramamine for the flight, and it was super hot.
It kicked my butt.
And it kicked her butt. So I came up with a new plan to avoid all the smoke and fires and traffic delays up near Fairbanks, the Nanina fire and the Bear Creek fire.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, we didn't really know that somehow we missed the Denali Highway in our planning. And it turns out it's considered the second best drive in the world. Who knew? So we made a long day of it, and we didn't pull into camp till it was pushing up on 8 probably. Didn't really have a plan other than we essentially just cut straight across from Denali instead of going up and around, and it's 135 miles of dirt. Ran into a guy from Texas, so he just got off of it, and don't worry about the mud, even if it rains. It wasn't that bad, which was my fear coming down here, because we're going to get some hard rain in the next couple of days, and I don't want to be down here in the mud and just destroying the truck. But he said, don't worry about it. It was rain last night, and it just kept the dust down, so took a risk. It was fine. So far, we're about 20 miles in.
How long is the road?
135 miles of dirt. I mean, it's like Anchorage, Denali, Fairbanks, Delta Junction, and then home. Back this way is where we've been, Homer and all the little Valdez and McCarthy and all that. And all roads go through Toke right here and go out. So instead of going up and around, we're going to go straight across. And we may or may not do, cannot remember this town for the life of me, Fairbanks. We've been to Fairbanks. We'd like to go to the North Pole just to say we've been to Santa's house. I do have a blood draw appointment up there. I could cancel it, but the current plan I came up with was to cut over and go up and do it and come back, but that adds like 6 hours. And there's literally no other option other than going all the way back down to where we were through Anchorage and all that on the Glen Highway. And that
we wouldn't have to go all the way.
Not all the way to Anchorage, but all the way back where we were. That just added so much time. We've already done it like 4 times. So taking a risk, here we are. It's beautiful out here. It's the highway surrounded by Athena, private indigenous lands, I guess. So you little QR code. We found at a few different pullouts. So you scan here and pay for your camping wherever you end up. Or
you just have to get a permit.
It's a permit, so we did that. I don't know how you pay with you. I don't have Starlink. Is there signal out here? I doubt it.
No, I had to get Starlink to do it.
Yeah, so maybe people pay later or just don't pay at all. But I don't know. It's their beautiful land. They can have their $20.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes here.
Mosquitoes are bad. That's why we're inside.
Mosquitoes are thick. I think this thing.
Thermocell.
I think the thermocell is doing its job. Seems to be knocked down. I don't know, we'll see. We're going to be here all day tomorrow. I got to work. Having a delicious King Street Ale.
Wait, moving the microphone. You can't drink it right
with
now.
the microphone on top. The guy at the last paid campground rented an RV. And they were cleaning it out so they could go home. And they were loaded with beers, all kinds of different beers.
Two people traveling together, and they left us all their unopened
It's
food.
like one can of like 5 different, a lot of beers. I don't know how many they gave us. A whole bunch of different kinds. So I'm good for beer for the rest of this trip.
Yeah.
King Street Brewing Grapefruit Ale or Grapefruit IPA. Good.
Thanks for watching. Join us on our next adventure.